Your dog might be unhappy right now, not occasionally, not sometimes, today, while you're watching this. And the reason most owners never find out is not because they don't care. It's because the signs dogs show when they're unhappy look almost nothing like what humans expect. No crying, no obvious distress, no behavior that screams something is wrong. Just 5 quiet signals that most owners walk past every single day without ever knowing what they're seeing. By the end of this video, you'll never walk past them again. But before we get to sign number 5, the one that veterinary behaviorists say is the most commonly missed of all, we need to understand something that changes how you read every behavior your dog shows. Here's what most people don't know about dog emotion. Dogs are extraordinarily good at hiding when something is wrong. This is not accidental. It is evolutionary. In the wild, showing vulnerability, showing pain, fear, or weakness makes an animal a target. The instinct to suppress visible signs of distress is written into canine biology as a survival mechanism. Your dog has been living with you in complete safety for their entire life, but that suppression instinct is still running, which means that by the time a dog's unhappiness becomes obvious, visible, dramatic, impossible to ignore, it has usually been building for a long time. Veterinary behaviorists use a scale called the FAS spectrum, fear, anxiety, and stress, to measure canine emotional distress. The scale runs from 0 to 5. Most owners only recognize a dog in distress when they reach a 4 or 5, the red zone, trembling, lunging, unable to function. But dogs show signs at level 1, 2, and 3 for weeks, months, sometimes years before anyone notices. This video is about those early signs, the ones at level 1 and 2, the ones that look like nothing, the ones that are everything. The first sign is so ordinary that most owners never question it. Your dog yawns. You think they're tired, or bored, or just being a dog. But researchers who study canine communication have documented yawning as one of the primary calming signals dogs use when they feel stressed or uncomfortable. A calming signal is a behavior a dog performs to manage their own emotional state, or to signal to others that they are not a threat. When your dog yawns in a situation that has nothing to do with sleep, during a tense interaction, when you raise your voice when something unfamiliar is happening, that yawn is not tiredness. It is your dog attempting to calm themselves down. The same applies to lip licking and nose licking. When a dog licks their lips or nose in a calm environment with no food present, veterinarians at VCA animal hospitals confirm this is one of the earliest and most reliable indicators of stress. Pay attention to the context. A dog who yawns while you're getting ready to leave. A dog who licks their lips during a family argument. A dog who licks their nose when a stranger approaches. These are not random behaviors. These are your dog communicating, in the only language available to them, that something doesn't feel right. This one has a name, and once you know it, you'll see it everywhere. Veterinarians call it whale eye. It happens when a dog turns their head slightly away from something, a person, a situation, another animal, but keeps their eyes on it. The result is that the whites of the eyes become visible on one side, a crescent of white at the edge of the eye, like the eye of a whale. Most people see a dog doing this and think nothing of it, or they think the dog looks cute, a little dramatic maybe. Whale eye is not cute. It is one of the clearest signals in canine body language that a dog is uncomfortable and trying to communicate it. According to the FAS spectrum used by veterinary behaviorists, whale eye, combined with a tense body, tight mouth, or slightly flattened ears, is a reliable early indicator of stress at level 2 or 3. The dog is saying, "I am not comfortable with what is happening right now." And here's what makes this particularly important. When dogs display calming signals like whale eye and those signals are ignored when the uncomfortable situation continues, they escalate. Not immediately, not dramatically, but consistently. The dog who showed whale eye last week that nobody noticed is the dog who snapped unexpectedly this week. And it wasn't unexpected to the dog. They tried to communicate the whole time. Here's one that owners often notice, and almost always misattribute. Your dog isn't eating the way they normally do, or they're sleeping more than usual, or they seem less interested in things that used to excite them. Walks, play, their favorite toy. The most common explanation owners give: they're just getting older, or they had a big day yesterday, or maybe the food isn't as fresh. Sometimes those explanations are correct, but a 2025 study published in Scientific Reports examining 85 dog owner pairs found that dogs whose owners experienced chronic work stress showed measurable behavioral indicators of stress themselves. Changes in activity level, changes in responsiveness, changes in engagement. And a separate landmark study confirmed that long-term stress levels in dogs and their owners are synchronized, not occasionally, but consistently. The dog's cortisol levels mirrored their owner's cortisol levels across months. What this means practically: if your life has been stressful lately and your dog seems different, those two things may not be a coincidence. Your dog is absorbing your stress, not consciously, not deliberately. Through proximity, through scent, through the thousands of microsignals you send without realizing it. A dog who suddenly seems tired, withdrawn, or disengaged may not need different food or more sleep. They may need their owner to have a less stressful week. We've covered displacement behaviors in previous videos in the context of grass eating, toy bringing, and bathroom following, but they appear here too in a very specific and often misunderstood way. A displacement behavior is something a dog does when they're experiencing conflicting emotions they can't resolve. The behavior looks random. It looks like a distraction. It looks like the dog just decided to do something irrelevant. But it is never random. When your dog suddenly starts sniffing the ground intensely during an interaction that has nothing to do with smell, they are escaping. When they turn away and start grooming themselves in the middle of a tense situation, they are escaping. When they shake off as if wet immediately after something uncomfortable happened, that shake is a reset, a physical attempt to leave the emotional state behind. Cornell University's College of Veterinary Medicine confirms that dogs use these displacement behaviors specifically when they feel conflicted or overwhelmed, and that owners who learn to recognize them can interrupt stressful situations before they escalate. The dog who sniffs the ground suddenly during a greeting, the dog who shakes off after a vet visit, the dog who starts licking their paws when the household is tense, they are all saying the same thing: this is too much. I need a moment. And now, the sign that veterinary behaviorists say is the most commonly missed of all. Not the dramatic signs, not the obvious distress, not the behaviors that even casual observers would notice. The shutdown. A dog in shutdown is quiet, compliant, easy. They don't cause trouble. They don't bark or destroy or act out. They stop initiating. They stop seeking interaction. They stop bringing toys or asking for walks or doing the small things they used to do to engage with you. They comply when asked, but don't volunteer. Most owners interpret this as the dog being calm, mature, well-behaved. Veterinary behaviorists call it learned helplessness, a state in which a dog has stopped trying to communicate because their communications have not been heard or responded to for long enough that they've stopped believing communication is useful. This is the end state of a long process. It starts with calming signals that were ignored. It continues through whale eye and displacement behaviors that went unrecognized. And it ends here with a dog who has stopped trying, the dog who is always fine, always calm, never any trouble. That dog is not always fine. 5 signs your dog might be unhappy, and most owners miss every single one. A yawn that isn't tired. A dog managing their own stress in the only way they know how. Whale eye, the clearest early signal in canine body language, hiding in plain sight. Changed appetite or sleep, your stress becoming their stress, without a single word spoken. Displacement behaviors, a dog saying this is too much in the only language available. And the silent shutdown, a dog who has stopped trying to be heard. Your dog cannot tell you when something is wrong. They can only show you, and now you know what to look for. The next time your dog yawns in a tense moment, notice it. The next time you see the whites of their eyes, notice it. Subscribe to Good Dog Science. And next week, we're going to talk about something that happens in your dog's brain when they hear your voice. Something that researchers only documented recently, and it changes everything about how you talk to your dog. See you then.